Man, when Lauren won HOH, everybody was like, Lauren is a wild card. Lauren is an enigma. And my personal favorite, who is Lauren again? Hey everybody, welcome and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Movie Bae, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review over Big Brother Season 27, Episode 9. Who is Lauren again? It's so funny because I was just talking about how Lauren doesn't even get screen time, and she said, you know what, Movie Bae? I'm gonna show you. I'm about to win HOH, and that's exactly what the girl did. All right. But before we get too into it, I would like for you all to consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. Here on Movie Bae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content you like, then you are in the right place. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload. And if you find yourself enjoying the commentary along the way, don't be afraid to engage with the video. Thumbs it up, give it a thumbs up, and of course, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Now let's go ahead and get into a review of this episode. All right. So of course, we are coming off of the eviction of Amy, and of course, Rachel, well, Amy was Rachel's number one. Rachel feels like she lost her only pool in the house. And I was like, with Amy? Amy is nobody. Like, no disrespect, but like, Amy had no pool. Like, you act like you lost like a comp beast, or you act like you lost like one of the most popular people in the house. Like, Amy was literally just a number to you. All right. But we do find out later on in the episode that Rachel, well, I mean, you know, if you're new or what have you, Rachel likes to rule with power. And Rachel feels like her power is diminished in this particular game. And I was like, Rachel, grab a life vest, sweetie. The irony of Rachel Riley becoming a floater is insane. And I was laughing about it until she had her breakdown in the bathroom later on in the episode when she was talking to Ashley. And she stated how, you know, like, she feels like she's not good at this game anymore. And if she can't do this, then what can she do? And it kind of just like just touched my heart. I was like, okay, let me be a little bit nicer to Rachel, because low-key competition shows are her life. And she feels like she's not the old Rachel Riley anymore. So she's kind of trying to find her footing in this quote unquote new Big Brother era. And she says she feels like she has to play nice with people. And honestly, that's how it is these days. These Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they're so sensitive. You cannot play a competition game how one used to play a competition game, because you are now afraid that you're going to be canceled, because cancel culture is a thing. Everybody is sensitive to everything. So I do understand Rachel when trying to find her footing in this new wave of Big Brother. All right. And of course, she stated that she rules with power, and she feels like she doesn't have any in this game. So she's going to have to go balls to the wall and just start setting the house on fire so she could make some shake around here. All right. She said, I'm not here to win a popularity contest. I'm not here to make best friends. I am here to win. I said, okay, Rachel. And we need to see that next week by doing something, girl. Doing something. Give Rachel a HOH. Give her a veto. Do something. She wants to make a play. All right. So after Amy's eviction, we got Keanu and Adrian. They are rejoicing because Jimmy, all three of Jimmy's targets came off of the block. Jimmy initially nominated Keanu. He used his secret veto power. Kelly, she used her secret veto power. And Adrian won the BB Blockbuster. Nobody that Jimmy targeted initially went home that week. All right. So they are rejoicing in that fact. However, Adrian wants to make it known that he is not cool with Keanu, because Keanu came at Will, and Adrian is actually cool with Will. All right. So I don't think Adrian's in the Burger Boy Alliance. I got to pull my alliance chart up, but I don't think Adrian is in the Burger Boys Alliance, but he is cool with Will. And he didn't like how Keanu tried to set Will up for being the one who voted against Amy in the very first eviction. All right. And last but not least, we have Morgan and Mickey talking about Amy's final words. I did forget to mention this in my video last week, but Amy on her way out of the door said that they need to get rid of Jimmy because Jimmy is a snake. So Mickey and Morgan, who are aligned with Jimmy in their triple threat alliance, they are concerned about these particular words. And they said something that kind of don't make sense to me though. They was like, Jimmy, well, first off, they really mad because Jimmy did not include them in his nominees or his re-nominees or anything like that. That's why they really mad. Okay, I feel like that's why they really mad. However, Morgan and Mickey, they're talking about how Jimmy low-key wanted Amy gone because Amy low-key wanted Jimmy gone. And I'm like, okay, but what's the problem in that? What is the problem with that? He didn't initially go for her. So that's being true to, I guess, y'all alliance. But when it comes down to renoms, all right, well, let me get her out since me and her don't really gel well anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I supposed to keep her in the game? Like, come on, she really not y'all number one. Like, y'all cool with her because y'all cool with Rachel. What is the issue of me getting out somebody who would potentially get me out? Like, what? That's why I was like, that conversation between them made no sense. So I'm gonna chalk it up to try to make it make sense. But y'all was really just upset that y'all weren't included in Jimmy's nominations. All right. Jimmy walks in the bathroom, sees them talking about it. They immediately change the subject. So he already know that the vibes are off and he needs to get back in the good graces of Mickey and Morgan because they are the only people that he trusts in the house. Right, let's go ahead and talk about the HOH. So the HOH challenge is one of my favorite challenges. It's the memory challenge. It's like this twin recap. And when I tell you I would have won, I would have won. Okay. Well, I don't know. It depends on the question that came afterwards, but I would have been right there with you, Lauren. So the HOH, a lot of people wants to win this HOH, particularly for week 3, because a lot of alliances are starting to form across the house. So their side of the house might not agree with another side of the house. People want to be considered as a threat in this competition. It's week 3. Like, I need to start making my presence known, Lauren. And then we have other people, Keanu, that is a threat. And Rachel, of course, she wants to rule with power, right? So the HOH comes down to Mickey and Lauren is the one who wins. And of course, we get a multitude of reactions from the house guests. The only person that is genuinely happy is Catherine. And we're going to get to her just a little bit later. But Catherine is the only one that's genuinely happy that Lauren is the HOH. Everybody else is concerned because nobody knows what Lauren is thinking. And a lot of people think that Lauren is not going to make her own decisions. They think that somebody else is going to run her HOH for her. So this goes into that conversation that was happening between Mickey, Morgan, Zach, Vince, and I feel like one more person was there. But as previously stated, they don't think Lauren is going to make her own decisions. So Vince decides, let me get ahead of this. He goes and talks to Lauren. Now, he didn't go rat anybody out or anything like that. Vince definitely goes in though with the compliments. Oh, girl, you got this. You're smart. I believe in you. Da-da-da. And then he follows it up with because other people think that Kat is going to run your nominations. Oh, Kat not in? No. Oh, that's right. Because we got a final 2. Who doesn't Vince have a final 2 with? At this point, who does Vince not have a final 2 with? I didn't even think Vince and Lauren would be the type of people to align. But here they are, aligned. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Like I said, I've toned down on watching the feed, so I didn't know that. Y'all. And then he says, if you need help, let me know. All right. So I like how Vince did it. He came in with the compliments first. Yeah, girl, you did this. Woo woo. You know, other people think that Catherine gonna run your stuff. You know, not me, because I know you headstrong. I know you got this. But if you do need help, I got you. Vince is a threat in this game, and y'all need to get him out as soon as possible, right? Matter of fact, I think I got to go back to my episode 1, but I think I had Vince and Keanu as my people who could potentially win this game. Not the people who I wanted to win, but the people who I felt like would win, all right? So let's keep going, shall we? Oh, another person that comes in during this conversation between Vince and Lauren is Jimmy. And Jimmy, as a former HOH, you know, he tries to give his opinion as well. And he takes this information back to Mickey to hopefully get in her good graces again that, Mickey, you are not a threat. Lauren is considering going after people who already have a target on their back because she doesn't want to do what? Get blood on her hands. I am so sick of that phrase. You're going to get blood on your hands because nobody is going to be happy with being on the block. Nobody's going to be happy with potentially going home, regardless if they are a target, regardless if the house hates them, regardless if they're a pawn. Somebody is going to feel away. People are still going to target you no matter what, sis, no matter what. So get used to it. You shouldn't have won HOH if you didn't want, quote unquote, blood on your hands. All right. So let's get to these nominations and these one-on-one meetings. All right. So Keanu, she's considering Keanu because he is the house target. You know, everybody's coming in saying Keanu because he is the house target. That's an easy person for you to put up on the block, right? Boom. Kelly comes in and she's like, you know, if push comes to shove, if you need me to, I'm cool with being on the block. I've been up there 3 times. I've gotten myself off 3 times. I'm pretty confident in my abilities. All right. So now Lauren is like, okay, Kelly volunteers. Now, I think Kelly started the spirit of volunteering or what have you, because Lauren wants Adrian to volunteer for some reason. She was like, I was kept waiting on him to volunteer, but he didn't. Who in their right mind? Note that I said who in their right mind. Who in their right mind would volunteer to potentially go home? Like, yes, you have the veto. Yes, you have the BB blockbuster. But what if you lose both of those? And then what if you lose the house vote? Now you gone because you volunteered to. Stop it. Nobody in their right sensical mind will volunteer to go on the block. And she's like, nobody wants to help me, Lauren. You shouldn't have won. You shouldn't have won. All right. So then Lauren talks to Will about potentially being a pawn because he is so loved. And of course, Will, like any logical person, is like, hell no. He doesn't want to keep playing this, I'm going to be a pawn in the game because everybody loves me. And he considers a pawn as the lowest rank in the game. And honestly, it is. Just like in chess, the pawn, all dispendable. Ain't that what I'm looking for? Dispensable. You got like 10 of them lined up across on the front line. They're the first ones to go. Stop it. Nobody wants to be a pawn. I don't care how much I'm liked. What if I lose the veto? What if I lose the BB Ballbuster and it's me and another person up there? And they decide, you know what? Will is too liked in this house. I think we need to get his out. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to be a pawn. Absolutely not. So after this, she goes back to her HOH room. Oh, my bad. Will brings up a good point. He thinks it's a weakness move because you have 2 people who have already won HOH. Boom, Vince. Boom, Jenny. You got 1 person who's already won the show. Boom, Rachel. And then you got 1 person who has won $10,000. Boom, Zach. But yet you want to go after Will with the back problems. Make it make sense, Lauren. So she goes back to her HOH room and she cries because she doesn't want anybody to feel like they are, the lowest rank, that they're not worthy or what have you. And this is when she cries because nobody would help me out. Bitch, nobody about to volunteer to be on the block. Are you dumb? And I was like, if you want somebody to volunteer to be on the block, ask your homegirl, Catherine. Ask your homeboy, Vince. They your friends in the game. Ask them if they will be willing to be a pawn. Ask Riley. Oh, no? Because that's dumb, right? Exactly. So at the end of the episode, we finally get her 3 noms. And of course, it's house target Keanu, volunteer Kelly, and pawn Will. And when I tell you Will was pissed to the top of pissivity. Knee shaking, leg bouncing, he clenching his jaw. Will is upset, you guys. Upset. Well, we knew that this was going to be a typical boring HOH when Lauren won because she wants to be perceived as a threat, but yet you make these safe nominees. If you want people to take you serious in the game and not just look at you as the pretty girl who lay up under these guys all day, then you need to not only win comps, but make some big moves. Then people would have been looking at you with like, okay, put some respect on her name. But no, you crying because the pressure is too much and nobody will volunteer to go on the block to make your HOH easy. Then you shouldn't have won. All right. And that's how I feel about it. How do y'all feel about it? All right. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Who are you rooting for to get the veto? Yes, I do know the spoilers. I'm trying not to watch the feeds. But who do y'all want to win the veto? And who do you think she should renom? And who do you want to go home? All right. Who do you think will go home? It's not looking good for Kelly and Will. I'll tell you that much. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this YouTube channel. Be sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.